All right, so the first thing you want to establish is a training space. This is my placemat, place board, whatever you want to call it. Essentially a place where I'm going to begin teaching the dog new things. So in the beginning, you're going to do luring. You lure them with some treats. And most dogs are going to jump right on top of this. But if they don't, as soon as they even put a paw on there, you want to mark that behavior, something that you like. So you're going to lure them toward the placemat. Yes, he put a foot on there. Yes. And then break. That's your release word. He's free to get off. So you'll notice I haven't even given a command yet, because first of all, I want him to know this is a behavior that I want. Yes. He already knows place, so it may not happen that quickly with you because you're in the teaching process, but essentially you're luring. Yes, that's good. Break. Now he can go be a dog. He can do what he wants to do. And once you've established this pattern of pointing, place, now you give it a term. Yes. Break. So now he's free to be a dog. Now I'm pointing. Place. Yes. Now we've given the command. We've given the reward. Break. He's free to be a dog. You want to build that repetition until you'll know the dog knows the command when you can step back from it. Place. Now you know he understands. Yes. Break. So because we're given the release word, we're doing that so that right now we're teaching an implied stay. Because the next thing you want to do is start increasing the time. I told you could break. You're free. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. He knows that's where the good stuff is. Over time, what we want to do, place. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Break. So we're giving time to build that implied stay, where I've given you this command and you shouldn't move until you've been released. And that becomes really important once we start teaching other things. So once you've established place, break. I've stepped away from the camera. I'm going to give a place now. Place. We've established he knows it. Yes. He understands the command. Now we're going to start teaching other things on the place board. So we point to place. That's how we show that command. Now for sit, the movement is an upward draw with your hand, palm up. And the reason is to teach the dog sit, you can lure them with treats. I have 2 pieces of kibble in my hand, and I can lure the dog into a sitting position. Do you see what my hand did there? Sit. Yes. So in the beginning, don't start off by saying sit. You want to make sure the dog understands what you're trying to get out of them first. So first I would lure them up into a sit. Sit. Yes. I actually said sit out of habit. I'm sorry. In the beginning, it would look like this. Yes. Do that until the dog is doing it. Yes. Once you see they understand what you're asking them to do, that's when you're going to start saying sit. Yes. And then just like the other thing, this has an implied stay. So now I've already taught him sit. Yes. You want to build on time and distance, break, but never the two at the same time. So for instance, sit. 1, 2, 3. Sit. 1, 2, 3. Yes. So that would be building time. Now if I want to build distance, I'm going to take 3 steps back, but I'm not going to make that last longer than the time I've already taught him. So he already knows I might ask him to sit there for 3 seconds. Yes. So I'm not going to walk 3 steps away and wait 10 seconds. You build on either time or distance. Once you've established place, sit, break. Once you've established place, sit, then you can work on down. Good boy. And the motion for that is a downward motion with your hand. Again, because you can lure. You may already know some of this, but the way you go about teaching it should become a little more polished, because now, yes, we've developed that implied stay. So, in theory, because I've already worked on this with him, he knows, break. He's not supposed to leave. To me, there's not anything more annoying than seeing somebody sit, stay, stay, stay. We don't want to do that. Sit means sit, down means down. And you should stay there, break, until you've been released. The other thing is, sometimes I might be talking to someone, but I need to give my dog direction. I don't need to say anything. My dog understands the rules. Yes. Break. Okay. Sometimes he may want to sit there, but he knows he's free. He can move around if he wants to. So after you've done place, sit, and down, and it may take you a week or even 2 to really get those kind of understood, where the dog understands what you're asking. Down. No. Down. Break. You don't want to move on to anything else until you know your dog understands what you're asking. So the next thing, I know we're wanting to work on fetch, and I'll get to there in the next couple of days, but I'm going to show you the things I like to make sure my dog understands before I start working on fetch. And there's only one more, and that would be heel. So again, we start all of our trainings by luring. The hand motion for heel is going to be an outward circle and slapping your leg. And the reason is, when you have your treat, you're going to make an outward circle, bring the dog behind you, and then bring it back up to your leg. Yes. And if they move away, if they come back in front of you for a treat, in the beginning, that's okay, because right now, we're just trying to teach this motion. And you should try and get 50, 60, or even 100, yes, repetitions of that motion, because it'll end up, it will end up looking like this. And before you know it, your dog is doing it, and you don't have to you don't have to exaggerate it as much. And once your dog is understanding what that should look like, break. That's when you want to start giving that command. Murphy, heel. Yes, good boy. Once your dog is in the heel position, every other movement we've done so far, sit, down, place, those are all static positions. Your dog's expected to stay that. Heel is different. It is a position, not a static position. Heel literally means my leg. Yes. Where my leg goes, the dog should go. Yes. No. Murph. Heel. So we just got to correct that. Get him back. Yes. Back where he belongs. And at this point, we just lure them around. Anytime you see the dog correct itself, you want to reward that. Yes. So if I step to the right, yes, he moved to the right. And that's just reinforcing that heel is being attached to my leg. Yes. Break. And when you want to make that tighter and cleaner, what you can do is actually line up next to your placemat, heel, and that narrows down the space in which he can walk. Break. And you can actually get the dog pretty tight to your leg and moving around, but it's all repetition. 5 minutes a day, 3 times a day will really get you some great rewards. We've only been doing this for 10 minutes right now, and that's a pretty good session for him. We could be done right now, and I could do another 5 minutes before I put him away, and your dog would make leaps and bounds of progress. I'll start working on hold with him tomorrow, because that's where he's at in his training. I certainly need to do some cleaning up on heel, so that's something he and I continue to work on. Sit. Sit. But he has made a lot of progress in the little bit of time we've spent on it. Heel. Yes. And if you see good hustle, break. Anything you want from that dog, just reward it. The better they do it, the bigger the reward. For him, he's pretty casual. Murph, sit. Heel. So if he comes in a hurry, I'm gonna reward that because I really want him to have some hustle. Break. Hit me up with questions.